What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the NFT space and how it affects real estate investing. So on this channel, we mostly talk about that, real estate investing and specifically wholesaling. But lately I've been getting way more into cryptocurrency, blockchain and NFTs. And there's been some new developments regarding buying real estate using cryptocurrencies, specifically NFTs. And so in today's video, I just want to explore that a little bit more and then show it to you all what's happening in this industry so you all can be in the know also. Because I believe this channel is not here only just to teach you specifically about wholesaling, but about the real estate genre as a whole and what's going on and what's the trend, where are things going in the future with real estate investing. And I think the NFT, blockchain, cryptocurrency field has a big impact on real estate and how we're going to transact deals in the future. So if you all don't mind, be sure to like this video, subscribe, comment down below. And by the way, you all, I'm new to this industry, so I may not be exact on point with the different terminology with blockchains and NFTs, but there's some different articles that I want to point out that I thought were very interesting that I know you all will benefit from. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 4 different things. Number 1, we're going to talk about how someone was able to purchase an apartment using an NFT. We're going to talk about how the blockchain makes it easier for people to transact deals, specifically real estate deals. We're going to talk about what investors are doing right now in the NFT world and everything. And then finally, I'm going to talk about my opinion about NFTs, the blockchain, and what that means for us as real estate investors or even as wholesalers. Like, is it a threat to our jobs? Like, is it something that could possibly replace middlemen? In today's video, we're going to discuss all 4 of those things. Let's head right into the video. So number 1, let's talk about a apartment that was purchased using an NFT, which is absolutely crazy. I'm reading directly from this article. Basically, they were able to sell an apartment as an NFT. So they said in order to sell the apartment as an NFT, the process operated slightly differently than a traditional real estate sale. The ownership of the property was actually held and recorded in Ukraine as a US LLC. The auction winner became the owner of the NFT that gives the rights to the LLC. All right, so basically people bid for this NFT, and once you get this NFT, it included a US LLC, and this included the property rights to a specific apartment. If someone won this NFT and actually became the rightful owner of that NFT, included NFT was this LLC, which included the apartment, if that makes sense. This was groundbreaking for a lot of reasons because people never thought that you can transact in a way like that, and I thought that was very interesting. So that's one of the ways that I wanted to point out how this industry is much bigger than what we actually think. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about, I'll actually put an article down below about how this worked. It's just crazy how people were able to sell this property just by selling NFT, a physical property, right? This is not anything digital. It's like a real apartment building that you can sleep in and live in. It was purchased with blockchain and the NFT. And by the way, you all, I know I haven't been posting on this channel for a little bit. I've been under the weather and I'm still a little bit under the weather. So my energy level may not be the same in today's video, but I still wanted to come out and produce a video for you all. But yeah, second part I want to talk about NFTs and real estate is the blockchain. Essentially, it's kind of difficult explaining the blockchain, but think of a ledger, right? You go to this ledger for checks and balances, right? To make sure things are actually being securely transacted across 2 parties. It shows proof of payment, of money being sent. It's just a secure ledger, right? This blockchain. And the thing is, millions upon millions of people are checking this ledger and securing different things that happen on a blockchain. If I buy, let's say, a camera, that can be recorded on a blockchain, and someone else in Denmark can see that I bought this camera because I purchased it on the blockchain. People can make sure like, okay, yeah, he actually did buy this camera off of a blockchain. And there are different like miners, and they make sure that everything happened seamlessly, that there was no fraud, there was no just weird transactions, because they're all being secured, they're all being confirmed. Right? It's just a bunch of confirmations on a blockchain showing that something actually happened. In real estate, I buy a property, I go to the title company gives me a deed, they do title search, they do just the background of the house, and they do inspections on the house, they look at the property owner's information, the history, and everything like that. In the future, what I've been hearing and talking, just researching about NFTs and blockchain, is that all of that goes on in the title company will happen on the blockchain. I can just look on the blockchain for a specific house, and it will give me all that information. It will give me the title information. It will give me the property's history, the last time it got inspected, what came out of the inspection, the last time the roof replaced, last time it was sold, if it's being sold, and everything like that. It will all be recorded on the blockchain. And so that's one way the blockchain affects real estate today, or is going to affect real estate in the future. So I was reading this article. It just talks about the tokenization of real estate works in the very same way as the digitization of offline artwork. So basically, they were saying here, the token represents the ownership information of the asset recorded on a blockchain. In the process, all details such as ownership, construction plans, the location, investors' right, are mapped in digital form and recorded in a smart contract. The value of the property is then distributed among a fixed number of tokens and issued to investors. After the initial issue, these can be listed on a digital exchange for secondary market trading and easily resold by investors. I hope this makes sense to you all, because at first it didn't, but it's starting to make so much more sense to me. But essentially, the transaction is all digital, and I own a token of this property. Since I own a token of this property, I can easily just sell it again, right? And in this article, it talks about it brings the most illiquid asset class and has made it accessible to a broad investor base. Like the biggest illiquid transaction that you could ever make in your life will be digital, which is buying and selling houses. So we never know, maybe people are going to like share part of their properties. Like let's say you're a real estate investor and you own a commercial building. Instead of like going down, doing all this paperwork to sell half of your commercial building, you can just issue out tokens. You can just make it 123 Main Street coin, right? And half of that ownership of that property is tied up to that value of that coin. And if you own that coin, you own part of that property, right? I hope that makes sense to you all. I know this is pretty confusing, but that's one way the blockchain affects real estate investing. So the third point I want to mention is just how big of a deal this is, because I think us as real estate investors, we just concentrate on the physical aspect, the physicalness of things. But this thing is exploding even among real estate developers and investors. And so here in this article, I read that on November 25th, according to the New York Post, Metaverse Group, the NFT-based Metaverse real estate company, which is a subsidiary of Tokens.com, bought a plot of land on Decentraland for $2.43 million. Do you guys understand that? Like people like not looking just at the physical real estate, but real estate investors who do invest physically are investing millions of dollars on digital lots, right? And I've heard about this company that they're going to like develop it like it's the real world. Like they're gonna buy a land, buy commercial buildings, and lease it out to people, all in the digital world. So essentially what you see big developers are doing here, they create malls, they lease out buildings to people, to different businesses. businesses, they're going to do that in the digital world, right? Through Decentraland, through different metaverses, right? And Decentraland is one of those metaverses, right? There's different metaverses. Facebook is developing their own too. But if developers and real estate investors that are investing right now are doing that digitally, that should tell something for us, right, you all? Like, their mind is going over there, right? They're already successful in buying physical real estate, but now they're in the digital realm of things. So I just think it's very important for us to just reconsider what we're investing in. And also, if we do have some income or just some money, or just research how we can get started in investing digitally also, right? Because I know throughout this video, I'm just talking about how this whole realm can affect the physical world, like the physical real estate, but also consider investing in real estate digitally, right? Because that seems like the new frontier for a lot of businesses, a lot of companies, right? Because you can't build more land, but digitally, there's no cap on how much land that you can build digitally, right? And so this is going to be absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to point out also. All right, and so finally, I just want to wrap things up and just talk about my opinion on all of this. I think that this is definitely the future. I think more and more companies are going to get into the field. I mean, you see like big companies like buying crypto punks or like buying NFTs and showing it off on their Instagram and stuff. I think that with the blockchain technology, and I know I probably did a horrible job trying to explain the blockchain and everything like that, but I'll see if I could put some better explanations down below of videos about the blockchain. But I think it's going to stir up title companies, insurance, appraisals, a lot of things that we have in order to buy and sell a house is going to be cut down to a few, parties, right? And I think another thing with us as wholesalers, a lot of times we're in between the buyer and the sellers, but with NFTs, they're trying to decentralize a whole bunch of things, right? So they don't want any middleman. They're going to go directly to the seller. They're going to go directly to the buyer, which we do too. But instead of me finding a discounted property for a cash buyer, the cash buyer is just going to look on a blockchain and find a property, right? It's just something that we have to consider as wholesalers, as real estate investors. And another thing with this digital world, and I was reading this in an article, in this real world with real estate, there is a lot of wealth gaps, right? Like one block, it's perfectly great neighborhood, good schools, and then like a few blocks down, all the houses are worn down, crime is up. I think you're going to see that also in the digital realm of things. Like if people are trying to invest in Decentraland, right? Like even right now, people can't buy a plot of land for like a cheap amount of money where they can actually invest in it. Like the prices are already super high, right? So it's like it cuts out like that, the small guy even more, right? Because real estate was used for the small guy to become a millionaire, to become a successful person. And cryptocurrency basically they say that they're trying to do that, let the small guy win. But because of all these companies coming in and just flooding the market with a bunch of money, the small guy can't win in the digital world or in real world. So I think it is a great space to be in and, dabble here and there. I still haven't got into NFTs or anything like that, but I just hope it's a good opportunity where everyone can win and like that people can actually find success in it. All right, you all, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was kind of all over the place, but make sure you all like, subscribe, and comment down below. All right, peace.